Yo, what's up, everyone? Um, um, give me a sec to get myself together. But first of all, I want to say that was a great game. That was a great game to watch. Great that for everyone that it wasn't a complete shit game. That's first of all. The fourth quarter, man. There's so much to learn about what happened in the fourth quarter. Indiana had an insane game. Indiana had a pretty insane game. They shot exceptionally well all game. That's cool, but like the game management was awful. Chet lost him this game. Chet lost him this game. Like he didn't even close with him at all. But he was awful in his minutes. Awful. Like defensively, offensively. I have no idea what he was doing. He had that first good take. Um, this is I didn't even know this outcome was possible. The Thunder forced how many 24 turnovers in a game and they lose. I want to say this is almost worse than Thunder Nuggets game one because I feel like the Thunder actually played for uh, pretty well for most of the game. Most of that game, like up until like that 6 7 minute mark of fourth quarter, the Thunder single handedly controlled this game for the most part. This was Indiana shot very well. I'm not Indiana did not play bad outside of their turnovers. They played a really good game. They they shot 46% from free, right? But like at the end of the day, you're at home. You force 24 turnovers. Shea's having a very good game. Shea's got to make that last shot. Shea's got to make that last shot. Sure, I can get on him for not making that last shot, for whatever he did at the end, for passing it up to J-Dub. I don't understand why Shea passed the ball to J-Dub in that situation when he had a chance to go and create something for himself. That didn't make sense for me. But it comes down to your second and third best players. I think J-Dub was bad today, but he wasn't the primary reason. He had at least made up for it defensively a bit. But Chet and J-Dub, man, combined go what 8 of 28, 8 of 28 from field from his second and third best players. Um, I mean, I think Shea played a pretty good game again outside the last few minutes. I don't understand why. My God, my phone's blowing up with people talking about the game, but I don't understand why is Mark this much against iHeart at the five. I'm against iHeart playing next to Chet. That's why I did not want iHeart to play in the series. Playing iHeart at the five is completely fine. It was completely working for most of the series. I mean, for most of this game, he had a really good game on both ends. Uh, Helped offensively, was really good on the boards. Why not close with Hartenstein at the five? Why are you going small? The rebound, they got a few rebounds, and then Indiana just made every single shot down the stretch. The fact that Tyrese Halliburton did absolute jack shit all game. Tyrese Halliburton did nothing all game, and then he comes down and hits that insane mid range game winner. Like that guy, I don't know what's up with that guy, man. Like he's just now historically like the best clutch player of ever now. Like how many times is he gonna do this in the playoffs? I don't understand, but I don't even really want to praise them or talk about it in that way. That Joe was really bad defensively this game. I can completely understand if Mark does not want to go back to him. I've again been like very pro Joe like this entire playoffs, this entire season, but like I 100% understand if Mark doesn't go back to Joe after this game because this was awful. Um, how do we come back from this? Really, I agree. It was a little bit of a fluky shooting game. I agree. It was a bit of a fluky shooting game for Indiana. They definitely shot insane. But the thing is that they're capable of these games, right? They're capable of these games, and the truth is that Indiana's never got blown out in the playoffs. Never. That's a lie. They've got blown out one or two times, but for the most part, they keep games close enough to a point where they can have insane shot making stretches and eventually come back. So I think the first issue was not blowing this game earlier. Like in the first half, that third quarter, there was a time where you could have pushed it 12, 15 points. They never capitalized off turnovers. Indiana turned the ball over 24 times, and the Thunder only scored like 12 or 13 points. Um, Off of that, you're not gonna win a game if you're only scoring 12 or 13 points off turnovers. That's a large part of the Thunder's offense. So whenever they got out of transition, they were just weren't doing a good job. there was a lot of takes where like in my mind I'm like, why is this player trying to take a tough layup? Crusoe had a great game. Crusoe also shot some really bad layups, had some really ambitious takes, which I don't think were well advised. Joe had one really bad layup. Jada was all over the place all game. There was this play where I think it was Ben Maffern completely blocks Jada. When you rewatch the play, why is Jada jumping from that far? There was no angle for Jada to get at the rim. There's no angle for Jada to score. Yeah, he just goes up and tries to dunk from 5 feet away. There's so many bad takes this game, so many dumb takes, and I don't completely know right now if that was a product of the Thunder or what Indiana was doing, but the ball pressure definitely got to them. Indiana was pressuring the ball really well today. That's what they do really well, right? They pressure you 94 feet the entire game, and the Thunder just couldn't respond off of it. Really, every single player outside of Shea was flustered as a creator. I don't understand why they bench Hartenstein. Yeah, Pam. I don't get that too. I just think Mark had an idea in his head when he benched Hartenstein in the starting lineup that we're not going to play him many minutes, and he never went back to it. Like 17 minutes, I think sure, I agree with not starting Hartenstein this game, but once Chet was having a bad game and Hartenstein at the five was looking good, you have to play Hartenstein there. You can't just go against that. We lost the rebounding battle 56-39. You know what's crazy? I can check right now. So Oklahoma City had 98 shots. Indiana had 82 shots. The Thunder had 16 more shots and still lost. That's how big the turnover differential was. Why did Shea? I don't think the reason Shea sitting so long was the reason why they lost. I agree, like he should have not sat for that long, but I don't think that's the reason why they lost at the end of the day. When J Dub has an awful game, it's over for OKC. That's a common theme in the playoffs. They really cannot get over. And I think that's what teams are primarily doing now. They understand that no matter who you're putting on Shea, it's gonna be a team defensive job, right? No matter what, you put Nemhard on Shea, Neesmith on Shea, he's still gonna get his points. So now they're putting one of the best wing defenders on J Dub, Neesmith, and now once J Dub's out the flow of the game, you can see what happens to the Thunder offense, especially when Shea steps off the floor. Mark, yeah, I just thought Mark was doing way too much, like putting AJ Mitchell in that second quarter, just wasted like 5-6 minutes there. Like just too many things that just didn't really make much sense. The problem with Oklahoma City small balls, they have no real forwards. Yeah, I would have liked to see Kenrich Williams get some minutes. If they're gonna go small ball, right? Just at least put Kenrich Williams in for a few minutes and try to see what he could do there. I don't like the J Dub at the five lineups because he's such a bad rebounder. Like for his size, especially, J Dub cannot do anything on the boards. He's always out of position. And then obviously guys like uh, Shea, Lou, and stuff like that, they don't really have an impact on the board. So like, if you're gonna go small ball, you have to play Kenrich. That's my mindset right now. Don't underestimate the Pacers. Yeah, I literally learned that today. Like, I mean, I've already known that about the Pacers, but today was absurd. Yeah, this is Wiggins and Kenrich in more minutes. I'm 100% operating that the Thunder will come out smoking in game two. The Thunder will find a way to blow the game open in game two, similar to Denver. But now the thing is like you have so much pressure on having to win games in Indiana. That's the main thing now. Like I'm operating like it's a foregone conclusion that they find a way to win game two. That's just how they responded all playoffs. I'm very confident they'll come back from this. But that's such a like no matter what, unless you win the next three games, unless you win both games in Denver, I mean, not in Denver, in Indiana, you're going back 2-2, right? That's the issue now. Like there's so much pressure on having to win a game in Indiana, and again, the series reminds me so much of Denver. And who said it earlier? Um, yeah, spam dump. Yeah, I literally said it pre-series. Like they're a team that just keeps games close all the time because of uh how they operate offensively, and this is exactly how the series is gonna go so far. At this point, I'm just used to these guys choking in the fourth quarter. Man, Shea not being able to make that last shot really sucked. He got a good look there. That's probably one of his best looks he's got late in the game. He's not gonna get much better looks than that. That one really should have. The last two possessions, I thought Shea could have just Like the first possession, he passed to J Dub when he had a lot of space. Second possession, he just missed a shot. Not being able to get a bucket out of one of those two possessions really hurt. The lane violation, I know, I don't really understand what happened to lane violation. I also don't understand why there was a 14-second shot clock. I thought that they were gonna have to intentionally foul after the challenge. I think Davis Ray mentioned it, right? So Siakam gets the ball. I mean, he touches the ball, I guess, right? And there's no possession swap. It should have been 24 seconds, but yeah, Shea not hitting that one's gonna come back to bite. He still played a really good game, especially defensively. Like he had um, free steals, had a lot of good deflections, but the main issue was scoring off turnovers. Yeah, you just said it, Keem. 24 turnovers forced and only 12 points. I do want to say something about the turnovers though. That was not a factor in the second half. It was really the first half, and that's what I keep talking about. Like Indiana outplayed Oklahoma City by a heavy margin in that second half. I know that sounds obvious, but like they just beyond like better shot making, they just played like a better team. They were making better decisions. The issue was in the first half. The Thunder should have been up by 20 at that point. They forced 19 turnovers in one first half, and they weren't able to like get a huge grasp on the game. No, yeah, spam. Halliburton had an awful game, like in terms of offensive impact. Like he didn't even try to drive all game. So him shooting that bullshit mid range and getting, and finally, obviously getting that shot to go hurt so much. But at this point, him making those shots is a given at this point. So yeah, I don't understand BBK. Why did Shea pass the ball to J-Dub in that situation? It just doesn't make much sense to me. Let me download this real quick, but I'll do this real quick. But all right, all right, cool. Um, Unfortunately, this amazing Lou game will not be remembered because of the end result. Yeah, Lou was. We've talked about a lot. Diff, right? Like that. Lou Dort's impact has been really down this playoffs defensively. He completely dominated defensively today. On the boards, I don't know how many. He only got two offensive rebounds, but I felt like he created a lot of extra possessions, a lot of extra tap outs, stuff like that. Obviously, he got a lot of steals back. He got a lot of backcourt turnovers. He had those few plays at the rim. I think he blocked. I don't. I think he blocked Neesmith or someone, right, on one of those like layup attempts, which was absolutely insane. And then he hit those 3 pointers. Like this was just completely a masterclass by Dort, man. So much for the most boring finals talks. Yeah, I mean, this game alone is like was like better than like most games that like any finals usually have. Like this game alone is probably better than like last year's final. So Canadian plus Crusoe legacy game. Yeah, but both Canadians showed out, man. Yeah, this game was really Chet. This game was really Chet and Dub, man. Which sucks because Chet and J have been the ones stepping up like so much, like in these important playoff games. Last round, late in the Denver series, but absolute disaster class today, man. I'll also say I'm not gonna just like pick on another player to choose from, but I think Kaysen played a really bad game today too. Um, Definitely not to the extent of Jadam and Chet, nor should he have the same standards, but like I do think like uh, he didn't really have that large impact defensively, and then at the same time he kind of was just doing random stuff offensively. He was over free from free. He wasn't making a bunch of his shots. Like, what was the points off turnovers for the Thunder? 12 points off 24 turnovers. I hate my team being in an exciting finals. Yeah, like no, a part of me as a basketball fan, because like I'm a basketball fan before a Thunder fan, I believe it or not. So, first part of me was like really excited, like winning a close game. But second that Halliburton shot hit, I was like, I hate this. I hate this. But this game alone beat the last two finals. Yeah, this game alone was absurd on many degrees. Who should we have for our closing lineups? Again, it's a game to game basis. I still think Chet at the five in most games. In most games he should be closing, but like obviously today was was not a game where Chet should have closed or played any minutes or heavy minutes down. So they should have closed with Ihart at the five. I think he was creating a lot of space for Shea with the screens. I don't understand why they didn't go back to him, but back to double big, please. We need to let Turner work in the paint. Did the Thunder even run double big for 1 minute today? I think you have to. I think you have to try double big. I don't love double big, right? But I also think like you shouldn't be so against it to the point where you don't even try it once in a game. I mean, you played AJ Mitchell once, you know. Like I think you can get double big a few minutes. Pacers offense is not going to let up in the future too. Yeah, they're a machine. Are you worried we forced so many turnovers but still lost at the end? I'm not. I'm not. I'll say I'm a little worried. It's kind of the same thing like I did with Denver. Like I'm not completely like flipping my position on the series, but at the same time, anytime you lose a game one at home, you have to be a little bit worried, especially when like they got outplayed for like 24 minutes. That's final 24 minutes in the game. Indiana was straight up the better team, which doesn't happen often against the Thunder. So it's definitely like something to be slightly worried about. It was mainly a recreation of game one against Denver. Couldn't push the lead past 15, and poor coach decisions were taking the center out. And yeah, I think that's something that Mark likes to do. Mark likes to like go small. He likes to switch everything once he has like a 6, 7 point lead with a few minutes because then you can just switch everything on defense, right? And every time you can do that, you're supposed to take away 3 point shots in theory. But I mean, Neymar was shooting that pull up three. Um, I think Neesmith got that shot off. So there's only so much you can control. I'd rather just secure the rebounds and not let Indiana get extra possessions on the other end. Also, that Miles Turner banked in 3 pointer might have been like the one of the craziest shots I've seen, man. I'm not fully worried. I'm not fully worried, but I'm definitely like here's what I'll say. I said before the series I'm 75% leading the Thunder, 25% Indiana, right? So I give the Thunder 75% chance to win the series. After this game, it goes down to like a 60. It's like 60-40. That's probably like how I'm trying to think right now. Maybe it's probably a little more, but I think late in the series, I trust him to figure it out. But like now you just gotta control game two. You've got to control game two. You've got to win one in Indiana, at least one in Indiana. So we're not losing back to back. I'm very confident in game two. I'm already like game two's. If they lose game two, like there's no point of even having a conversation. The main thing is like you've got to find a way to win in Indiana at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm not scared. The Denver series really like helped mature us. This is how legends are made. Yeah, Shea couldn't have like a Cinderella playoffs where he just like ran through everyone. He had to miss some shots. Dame for Shea, acknowledge me, please. All right, Noah, go do your homework, bro. Go do your homework, man. I get the double big lineup will kill us for fast breaks, but you can't outsmart the game. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not even about outsmarting the game, but like at least like try different lineups. It's game one of the NBA Finals. You're gonna play a long series. You're playing against a very good team. You've got to try something. You can't just like give up on double big lineups before the series even starts. Like I'll tweet that right now. Like Noah said I dropped out. Chet scored 6 points. Phil. Chet scored 6 points. Yeah, and it was also like the types of shots he was missing. Like when Chet has a bad game, but like he misses open 3 pointers, like you can somewhat like just put it to the side. Like he had a bad game, right? He had a bad game. Cool. The takes were awful. Turner was just messing him up every single time. With all due respect, if you're giving AJ minutes, no reason double big shouldn't get burned. Exactly. That's my exact point. Like, there's no reason why we're testing out other lineups, but we're not giving double big. Game two, Hardenstein starts. Your thoughts? I wouldn't do it. I would not do it yet. I would still go Chet the five. Cause here's the thing. I don't want to start double big. I do not want to start double big. I want to still start single big. I just want to use double big, like for a few minutes. So, and you're obviously not gonna bench Chet, even if you could argue that like for fun or whatever, he's not gonna be benched. So Chet the five, but be very willing to play Hardenstein more. That should be the goal. Be willing to play Hardenstein more, with or without Chet. Just play him more. Like the amount of small ball today was too much. But yeah, Jalen also had a. We were kind of scoffing J Dub off, but like his game today was equally as not equally as bad, but like up there too. Like I said it before the series. I don't think that Jalen Williams will have an amazing series because of him playing against Aaron Nesmith. But this was really bad. Like he couldn't score at the rim. He struggled on his jumpers. Nesmith was just like way better, just staying attached. Like it felt like J Dub got no separation all game. Chet just can't play at the five alone without the help of another big. I think in this matchup he can. I just think the issue is he was just too bad offense. Like I don't think rebounds were the issue. You know, uh, with Chet at the five. I think the issue was like he just wasn't getting stops. He just wasn't be playing smart. I believe he can adjust. I mean, Chet has adjusted before game to game. I'll give him. I think you give Chet at least one more game, like at the five, no matter what, and just see how he works it out. And like end of the day, like they still control most of the first um 2 quarters, right? The Thunder they forced turnovers well. They did what they wanted to do for the first half of the game. Like it wasn't a complete disaster. You know, I don't want to make a large pivot just off that. His first 3 quarters were horrendous, straight up forcing deep mid ranges. Yeah, yeah. I think you could tell early on. Sam, you said it as I was speaking. Like as soon as J-Dub started missing those shots, pretty short, you could kind of tell that he wasn't gonna have it today. Dub was just trying things. Why did he try to take that? I don't understand. I will never understand that. I'm hoping this refreshes right here. This okay. Whenever this like changes, I can look at the shot. He took that shot on Maffrin where he was 5 feet out and he just like tried to dunk over him. But are we legit worried or do we think that? I mean, it depends what you mean by legit worried. Like, do I think they're gonna lose the series? No, but I'm definitely much more worried than I was like a few hours ago. And it's a legit series now. You know, like if you thought the Thunder were gonna coast or think like they were overwhelming favorites, that's no longer the case. Once you drop one game at home, especially game one, um, I'm not it's not a 50-50 series, but like it's much closer to that than like an overwhelming favorite right now. The lane violation was bullshit because Nemhard was the one who went first. Nemhard was the one who went first, and we called it out in real time. That just didn't make any sense. Shea's gonna have to average 35 points per game this series. I think he'll do that. And I think Indiana will live with that. Like they do this all the time. They do it against Brunson, right? Where they just let their star players like get a lot of shots off. It's really just gonna come down to um better shot making with everyone around him. Shea 50 point game two. I need to feel something. No, I think there's a chance Shea can have some pretty loud games this series. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared because we caused like 25 turnovers and still lost. Yeah, yeah. If you put away the first half, it was 4 or 5 turnovers in the second half, and they lost by 12 or 13 points. That's what the game came down to, and I think the offense was equally mediocre for the Thunder in both halves. But Indiana scored. I want to say so. Indiana had 45 first half. Wait, 45. Okay, so Indiana scored like 65 ish second half. So like, yeah, their offense really started to get going. And that was kind of the thing. Like when the Thunder weren't turning over to Indiana, I didn't feel like they were that uncomfortable outside of Halliburton. I think Halliburton was like the one player who like really looked uncomfortable there. Everyone else like they were playing their flow, they were playing really fast and everything. I still can't believe that Halliburton is the one to end the game. If it was Obi Toppin or something, it would have kind of made sense of how the game went. Halliburton barely got any shots off. Like what was he? He 6 of 13, 5 of 12 before I shot, and that's the one he ends up making. I think Shea should stop with the foul rating for real. Yeah, I don't think he's like being that bad with it, but like the 1 or 2 times a game, he just gotta cut that out. They're not calling it. The refs have clearly like made an emphasis against them. So I'm not maybe not against them, and I'm just trying to say like they're biased, but like they clearly like understand like people don't like his whatever he tries to do. So Nemar dog. What adjustments do you think the Thunder need game two? It makes sense because he's done it 4 straight times. Yeah, once Halliburton went down and shot the shot, I'll post my live reaction later of like the entire ending. Once he went down and shot the shot, I could kind of tell um, what was gonna happen. It makes sense because you wait. What adjustments do you think the Thunder need game two? Or do you think Chandler need to make more shots? So again, the adjustments need to be well offensively. Offensively is like you don't want Shea to slow the game down too much because like I think they made an emphasis of just playing isolation with Shea, and that's what Indiana's good at. Like you force a lot of isolation basketball, and eventually like the team gets slowed down a bit. So I don't think you want to I don't think you want to play this slow offensively in the half court. That's one thing. J Dub and Chet just gotta be smarter. J Dub especially gotta be smarter. Um, in terms of ball handling and Chet this series honestly Chet should not be putting the ball on the floor much. Every time he went against Turner, I thought he did a pretty good job early on. I thought he was gonna do a good job because he's done that in the past against Turner, but like he completely struggled getting past him or trying to score at the rim. So that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Like I wouldn't make any major adjustments yet. I think the defense was wait until Sunday before he lost his torture. Yeah, I don't like the long break. I think the only real adjustments we need to make is more from J Dub and Chet. That was the worst check in I've seen in a long time. Yeah, that was probably like first like true complete dog shit game of the playoffs. First really horrendous game since he came back because at least Chet usually gives you like the defensive floor, you know, of having like the value at the rim as a rim protector, having like a good drop defense game. He didn't do anything today. He absolutely did nothing today. I'm just gonna trust their second and third best players figuring it out. They have had a good playoffs recently. They have had done a good job against Minnesota. I'm not gonna overreact to that part of it, but that's the thing, man. A team that pressures the ball a lot, it's it's gonna ask a lot from Jalen and Chet in terms of getting their handle. He didn't even take a 3 pointer. Yeah, he took one. Yeah, it felt like he didn't take any. I know we lost in that, but I'm not really upset. I think we. I'm not worried about game two at all. It's just really forcing yourself to because again we lost game three. We went down 2-1 in Denver. Like we can't forget that, right? We won the Denver series, but like that was not a good situation to go in. You know, you put so much pressure in having to win those games in Denver. Like no, I don't. It's harder for me to be fine with this. I can move on from it, but it's hard to be fine. But I'm not nearly as upset because I believe the Thunder much more than I did like the second round after game one that time. But yeah, I get what you're saying. My confidence in the series, um, like 60%. I think I said earlier, like 60%. I just think this is probably gonna be a tough series for Jada, man. That's just the way it's trending. Like I really believe that going into this game didn't really change any of my doubts. It's just like Neesmith is probably like the most perfect defender. And the way Indiana plays defense, obviously they're not an elite defensive team, but like the things they take away, like pressuring the ball a lot, having really handsy guards, like all of it really works well against J Dub specifically. So having an aggressive rim protector, even if he's not the smartest one, like I'm really hoping he can find a way to bounce back though. He's too good of a player to not like adjust himself, you know? This team has proved it can bounce back, but I don't really don't want to pressure it being a must win so early in the series. Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. Like now, game you have two must win games, right? You have game two is a must win, game three is a must win, and if you don't win game three, then game four is a must win. So like, no matter what, these next three games, almost all of them are must win unless you eventually go up 2-1, right? And even then, you don't want to be in a situation where it's a 3 game series, anything can happen, you know. Like the goal should be no matter what. That after 4 games, the Thunder should be up 3-1. You do not want to be in a tie in the series, and now you're one you're 1 game away from that potentially happening. So, yeah, pretty awful situation to put yourself in. I said Thunder in 6 too. That was my original prediction. I'll stick to it, but man, man, this sucks. Dort legacy. It was Shea, Dort, and Caruso were really like the and Hardenstein in his limited minutes were like the only players that showed out. Truly confident we can stop out again. No, no, the defensive game plan looked pretty good to me. It's just like again, like I said, the Indiana has like such a floor offensively, just the way they play. They're playing so fast. They have such instant shooting. There's only so many things they can do, and this was kind of one of those games. They had a better shooting game than usual, So you can force him to a little bit worse game than this, but like there's only so much you can control, and that's my main point. Why didn't Shea come in earlier in the fourth quarter? Yeah, Mark has been really stingy with playing him heavy minutes, so I guess they're just continuing that trend. But I don't have any. I don't know. But again, I don't think Shea. I don't think they lost to Shea minutes enough. They lost to Shea minutes by like 2 or 3 points. I don't think it's the reason why they lost the game. The reason why they lost the game was the double big lineups, and then obviously like Indiana shot making, not being able to close possessions. I mean, they really just need to score once in those final 1 minute, man. But that sucks. The Pacers tied the biggest fourth quarter comeback in the NBA Finals since 1970. Yeah, bro, Shea played a really good game outside of literally just like missing a few mid ranges. Like I think he barely turned the ball over. Uh, he played really good defense. It was just the final minute where he should have just been able to get 7 up. The defense collapses in so quickly and leaves the open court free. Yeah, Indiana definitely. Indiana. I think TJ McCollum was awesome today as like a drive and kick player for them. This series just turned from a potential 4 to 5 game to 6 to 7. Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts. LD 23. That's exactly my thoughts. Like I'm not worried, but you just no matter what, you have 100% extend this series. It's very hard for the Thunder to win 4 games in a row, or same for the other side. So like no matter what, should be just made this game. No matter what, it feels like it's gonna be a longer series now. The packing the paint defense is gonna cost us a series. We'll see. We'll see. Again, I don't think this. I don't think the defense was that big of an issue today. Like the second half, yes, yes. But here's two things that are true. They shot really well, and they scored 111 points. 111 points is not great defense. It's also not. It's not. It's not. It's not losing you the game. The issue was they're not able to score off turnovers, and the reason that happened is because they just can't score on ball pressure. That's the reason why they lost the game. I mean, the Pacers did fix their turnover problem already in like one half. It was only a problem for one half. It wasn't a full 48-minute issue, you know. But SJ was phenomenal. But we need him to clutch up just once. Yeah, yeah. Just need to make a play on one of those final two possessions. He actually did play a pretty good 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes, it was just like the final 1 minute. It was literally just the final 1 minute. Like from 5 minutes to 2 minutes, they were great. Mel, I didn't say we were sweeping. Did I say we were sweeping? I don't remember saying we were sweeping. Oh well, I was saying like I'm scared we could sweep because I don't want us to sweep for a specific reason. But no, I don't. I never said we're gonna sweep. Um, Such a weird game reminded me of Denver game one where it felt like we were gonna lose. And yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the way the fourth quarter went, they just they really were never able to blow the game open. You know, whenever you keep like a team within 10 to 12 points, we're never able to blow it open, especially against like talented offensive players like Jokic, and like in Indiana, like in this type of Indiana offense, you're gonna always have like that one run. That's exactly what happened today. Indiana had that one run late in the fourth quarter, and then they get the clutch shot at the end to finish it off. I will say it's kind of crazy how bad the Thunder's luck is in this uh how bad the Thunder's luck is in these games are. Like if Halliburton misses that shot or if Aaron Gordon misses that shot, like we're still like frustrated at the fact that we uh got in that situation anyways. But like also at the same time, like we wouldn't be having any of these conversations. So like it's kind of crazy. Like both game winning shots have went against us so far, but the way team locker room is covered and sacrificed on blood. No, the Pacers literally have double magic, man. That stuff is not a joke. It's not a joke anymore. Like what they do, what they do is insane, man. Also, appreciate y'all for 500 subscribers. I just checked it out. Appreciate all of y'all a lot. Um, just started this playoff, so having 500 subscribers this quickly means a lot. But in the last one was most important. How he hit his did he? Yeah. Hmm. No, I'm not even trying to like what do you call like have that victim complex that most opposing teams fans do, but it literally does feel like the Thunder's like rate of being on opposing end of game winners is so high. Like I feel like I've seen like 20 25 game winners in my lifetime, especially in the playoffs. Like it's pretty absurd how many ones we've seen. Neymar Cook Shea Bow that step back free. Yeah, he started dancing. That and then I live with Neymar step back free. Like that's something you kind of have to live with, but every single game had to go right. Every single thing had to go right for India to win the game. In the second half, yes, but the first half definitely not. But like the fact they weren't able to score off turnovers was probably where I started to become worried about the game. What was Dort on how he at the end? It might have been a switch. I don't think that was intentional. Michael Jordan missed the big shots in his first finals versus the Lakers and lost. Bulls beat the Lakers 4-1 in that series. hmm I'm not worried, bro. Shea is great enough to the point where he'll respond. Shea will respond. I'm not worried about Shea. I'm not worried about Shea. He had 38 points in his NBA Finals debut, man. I it just sucks that that was a shot he had to miss. You know that was a situation. Can you imagine the storyline if SJ makes that shot and drops 40 in the win? Mel, I guess we'll never know, man. I guess we'll never know. It truly does suck, though. Shipman's dead ass so bad. What did he even do? Yeah, today at the 5. 23 minutes in a game where he was fully healthy, no fatigue. He, I think Chet said something after game one against Denver, right? He had to quote, I have to be better. I will be better. Post game, he said it to the Athletic or ESPN. He better be doing the same thing after game one this time, too, man. Like, it's a very similar situation. Chet played awful in game one versus Denver. Similar light. I'm tired of Dub playing bad every other series. You know, again, him, J Dub is a really matchup thing offensively. Again, I predicted before series. I don't think this is a good matchup. This is game one though. There's a lot of adjustments to be made, but he's gonna have to play a lot faster. He's gonna have to play a lot faster, no matter what. If we win this game, then we have control of the rest of the series. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because like the thing is, even if you win by 1 point, right? 1 point game, 1 point loss. If you win by one, then Indiana's the one trying to attack you, right? Indiana's the one making all the adjustments. Indiana's throwing the stuff at the table. They're showing their hand first. Now the Thunder are gonna be forced to show their first adjustment, or most likely at least you hope they are, right? They're gonna have to change something up in game two, at least like increase their margin for error. So yeah, I mean a game one loss is just so. I don't know about the numbers, like how often the team that wins game one wins the series, but like it's just such a detrimental loss. Dub is way too streaky to be a certain star. It's one game. It's one game. He just came off a great 5 games conference finals. We gotta chill a bit. I'm confident in Shea. I'm confident in Shea. I think no, the coverages they're playing will allow Shea to go off a bit, no matter what. I think he's in store for like he could have honestly scored 40 today. He didn't have his best shooting game today. Like he got a lot of good shots. He just didn't shoot his best, right? Um, on a better shooting the possession, Chet drove the Turner and missed the pass, missed the right at the basket. Yeah, he had so many bad takes on Turner, man. We can see it now, but we can look at this real quick. Like if the big free play like this next time, I start to worry. Uh huh. Like what is Chet doing here? What is Chet doing here? Like this was the first one where I just didn't understand what he's trying to do. I kind of just like at this point I was like, okay, Chet might just be doing some bullshit today because like he's just trying to like I guess like trying to get a foul for Turner or something like that. But I mean, this one I don't know if it's a block or what. I mean, it looks like he just bits past it. Like, and this happened multiple times on Turner. Like he just gets. I think this was another play. Like, what is he trying to do? Like, what are you doing here? Like, okay, you get the ball in transition. You have Turner in the middle of the floor. You literally have no angle, and you're just trying to go at him. Like I don't really understand what the. I understand he's had success against Turner in the past, but he's just trying to do random stuff right here. Oh, and Shed blew out layup to end the game. I remember that. I mean, you've got to be able to finish in this situation. You know, like just hold the ball strong, try to like get a little vertical, try to like maybe get into Halliburton's body, maybe try to dunk it over. Like this is just bad. Like you just can't stay on your feet. It's like expose the ball like that. Like these are simple points being left off the table by Chet. I think this is the number one on Turner, right? Yeah, I mean this one is bad. It's completely stripped. He does go up so soft. This was Chet wide basket miscommunication. This one was the bad one. This one was the bad one. Like, dude, this was a huge play. You got Turner miss jumping means you have a clean layup right here. He just blows it right there, man. Yeah, if you're worried about Turner, try to get him out the play. You can't just attack him straight up. That's the play where Chet just got benched, which was completely valid. Like he should have got benched after that too. No, Chet and Jacobs Chet and Jacobs are young. Chet and Jacobs will make mistakes. It's not end of the world for them. That's why I don't like to go too long term with them. I don't like to make bold statements like they can't be this long term. We can't have them playing this long term stuff like that. But if we're looking at just this NBA Finals, like they both can't be playing at this type of level. A one power dribble would be a game changer for him. Yeah, just like any sort of power in his game, any sort of um, he really just doesn't have like a go to move if that makes sense. Like just like a something you can consistently get to. Like he tries that spin move time to time, doesn't really work. Like he really needs to find like a way to consistently score. Pull the one in the fourth quarter. I think I did right. Yeah, Chet does need to shoot 3 pointers, man. Yeah, Chet does need to shoot 3 pointers, man. Yeah, you're in the NBA Finals, man. Yeah, that could have been a dunk. Chet's been dunking so much recently too. That's the annoying part. He's literally dunked so much. He's leading the NBA in dunks this season. Like I know he can do better than whatever that was, man. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see what Twitter's saying. Game one was the first NBA Finals that was decided by 1 point since Warriors defeated the Raptors. That was a really good game. Oh wait, it was the first 1 point game in general, not just game one. Damn, that the first time in 5 years we've gotten a game that close and that good. Um, can we go through Kaysen shots? Was he attacking Halliwell? I think Casing only got his shots through. Hold on, let me read this. Through like off ball movement and stuff. This one was first one, just like a late shot clock free. Yeah, Kaysen was brick right here. The, okay, it's not showing me the beginning of this play. I didn't like this take at all. He was just trying to. This is what I was talking about earlier. Like at the beginning of the stream, I was like, we had too many role players just trying to shoot tough layups because that's what Indiana was trying them to do. Like just drafted to pay. I think Kaysen was like a culprit of this multiple times. They're not showing a full play here, but like this was a weird off angle finish. Uh, yeah, they need to attack Halliburton more. This one made no sense. Like what the hell was Kaysen doing here? He he gets out here in transition and he basically has a one-on-one with Aaron Neesmith backpedaling, not respecting his shot, and he tries to attack Neesmith one-on-one. Neesmith was like the best defender, who's like one of the most athletic defenders. I just don't understand what he's trying to do here. All right, and then this one, This one was a pretty good one. Yeah, this was he hit the entire side empty, got by Halliburton. But for the most part, I didn't think he did a good enough job at exploiting Halliburton. An entire team, I think they should have got Halliburton more in action. Yeah, I think most of his buckets were off the ball. That's one of them. Like this was another take. Like he got the ball off the catch from the wing right here. Again, I'm not showing the full play, and then he just like forces himself to take this off balance shot. Like he's so determined to shoot the shot the full time. This one he missed. Yeah, bad miss. Like rough misses, man. And I believe this was. I think he might have scored here. Yeah, off ball. Yeah, I think he had like. Yeah, he had this one more miss. Hallie just completely disregards them. Completely short. Yeah, his 3 point shot has been broke like the last 2 rounds or so. I don't think you can package Caruso, man. Not Caruso. Um, maybe it's someone like maybe like the Wiggins and Joe or like one or two of them. I wouldn't. I don't think Caruso's like a guy you can just move at this point. He's been too important. He's been like arguably like their third, fourth best player this playoffs. You know, like no, I just don't think you can do that. He's too impactful on a minute per minute basis right now. No, I agree. I agree. No matter what, I think there's ways to upgrade this roster, and I think getting like a better wings are going to be a big part of that. Um, but yeah, no, I don't think that. I don't think that Training Cruz is the move right here. You know, I don't think that's the one you should go to. All right, let's see what else we were saying. Chet Holmgren on interior finishing. We were getting good cracks at it, getting good looks, especially myself. Wasn't finishing those plays, got slow down. Look how I can convert those. Yeah, man. Like, just gonna be smart. I mean, I don't think there was that many good like looks outside of, like the lost one. He just like kind of forced some. Okay, we lost the game. I thought we played good enough to win. Hey, reverse sweep. I would be happy. We shot terribly too. It's just annoying how they always had answers. What do we shoot from free? The Canadians hit their 3 pointers. I think that was it, right? So Shane Dort accounted for 8 of the 3 pointers. I mean, they didn't have a horrible shooting game. I mean, it's not a good one with like 36.5%. Um, 36.5% is not the worst thing in the world. What went wrong in the clutch? Um, what went wrong in the clutch? That's a good question. Really? So first of all, like just going small didn't work at all. I think they had the game like in control. They're up 6 or 7 points once they decided to go small, and they just had a few mistakes switching the ball defensively and then offensively. Like because they had no screener in the game now, everything was slowing down. There was like no way to get easy separation, easy buckets. J Dub couldn't get any separation. J Dub couldn't get any separation without screens, and then Shea just missed his shots. Shea just missed his shots. Winning game 2 and 3 would change the flow of the series completely. Yeah, just game two. Like I'm not even trying to like I'm not even trying to like bring up the idea that they can lose game 2 in my mind. You know that's like a must. That's like a no matter what they're gonna have to win that game, right? But game three is like the one two. It kind of sucks that we have to say steal because we're on the road, but like that's the one you have to take away, no matter what. Yeah, Hardenstein screens were so useful. I just don't understand why Mark was so against him this game. He went way too far on the other spectrum. Cool, I agree. I agreed in the moment. Do not start him. I don't want to start double big, but you went too far. You went way too far. I'm not gonna say the series is over until they lose 4 games just because of how good they are. But yeah, game losing game two would be losing game two would be. Yeah. I want to look at that last shot. I kind of have to. I have to do it to myself, sadly. But let's see. Ah, bro, that's shit, man. That one sucks, man. Like he gets the bump. Neesmith is not even helping. That's such a clean look, man. He has pretty solid balance on that. Squares up, just too strong, man. Also, I'm gonna look at the Halliburton shot. I'm just trying to see like what happened on that shot, just to understand why he got that shot off. Like if there's any mistakes made. Yeah, that's a great look. So what happened here? I know y'all are probably like don't want to look at this, but like we gotta kind of. So case and picks him up. You kind of got lucky that Halliburton didn't go to Siakam right here on some sort of thing, because like Caruso tries to play up, tries to get the ball out of Halliburton's hands. He had to roll to Siakam real quickly, but either way, I mean he doesn't even hit those shots usually. Like Halliburton mainly hits those step backs and floaters, but like a running mid range shot, that's not a shot he takes a lot. But damn, bro. All right, I need to stop looking at that. That's torture, man. But yeah, when I saw Halliburton take that shot in real time, I was worried when Halliburton got the ball, because it's an office Shea miss. Halliburton scored off that situation hundreds of times, not hundreds of times, multiple times, not hundreds, multiple times. But when I saw the shot come off, I was like, "There's no way he makes it," because like his body was so off balance. But man, that sucks, man. Hand in the face, yeah. You can really can't do anything better than that, because like Hammer's such a good passer. You can't even like double team him or something like that. He's just gonna get an easy bucket no matter what. I think that's why he has so many game winners, because you really can't. Uh, he, you really can't like pressure him in that way, right? You're not really gonna like force a turnover. You're not gonna force him to be caught off guard. Like he's always looking where his other players are. He's always prepared to make that pass. So it's kind of hard to double him, which means he can just score 1-on-1 when he's like in transition trying to score in those situations. Um, yeah, man. Well, I don't know why the why the quality is so bad. It really says it's 1080, but there. This was also where they lost the game. Man, shit. Yeah, this was probably like Shea's like one like slow stop defensively all game. Like he was so on locked in on the ball. He held Halliburton contained for most of that game. Like whenever he tried seeking him out of switches, but like yeah, he got him there. Still, I mean Halliburton. I mean Nemar making that shot so tough. Like Nemar was off all game, and then he finally makes that one. That was how did they do this, bro? Like this is what their fourth, fifth like comeback down 9+ points in like the final 2 3 minutes. Like it's absurd at this point. How many like how frequent they are to doing this. Like the Thunder scored 2 points in the final 2:36. That's the main takeaway here. Like Indiana scoring 12 points in 2.5 minutes happens sometimes. We were down 2-1 against Denver, I believe. Yeah. No, they can come back from this, but if we get a board after a Nemhard airball too, yeah, Shea Shea got lost in that one completely by Siakam. Siakam completely caught him on the baseline there. But there's so many stupid things in this game. The lane violation, Siakam airball miss, Shea missing the mid range, Chet like not being able to score. Damn, man. right, bro. Why they tag me in this, man? I don't want to be. I don't want to be in this, man. They put me in. They put playback. Put me in a montage with like all the live reactions, bro. That sucks. I think I'll still post mine on YouTube just for other fans to see, but that sucks. Indy just made the super series super interesting. Yeah, that's the entire thing. It goes from a four. My confidence about the Thunder winning hasn't changed that much. What changes now is a 4 or 5 game series, a 6 to 7 game series, and once you get that deep into the series, anything can happen, right? I don't get how everything has gone right for a team multiple times a year, like the Pacers have done. You know what the funny thing is, like when that type of stuff does happen, it usually like runs out come finals time. We saw it with Miami. Remember Miami in 2023? Like it starts to run out come finals time when you play against higher level teams. It doesn't fucking matter for the Pacers, man. They keep finding a way. They did it against the Cavs. They did it against the Knicks. They did it against the Celtics a few times. They've done it against Giannis and Dame. Like that team's just built different. If you convert it off the Lou Dort block, that Dort block cannot be forgotten, man. That Dort block cannot be forgotten. Where is it? Look at the player. This was one of the most well-timed blocks, man. Dude, vertical, great hand placement, tips the ball into a Thunder player. What happened after this? Oh, and Shea scored off this. We did convert. We did convert. We did convert. It was I think it was a play after this. It was like every single play after this it went downhill. Dude, this was literally supposed to be like a legendary Thunder moment in history. Like this literally would have been like one of the greatest moments in Thunder history. Door block to a Shea finish and transition. Fuck, man. That sucks, bro. That sucks, man. Alright, how long have I been going? All right. That sucks, man. One of the most legendary moments of Thunder history completely taken away. A five, like those were the only 2 points that the Thunder scored to end that game. That followed 2.5 minutes. Bro, I don't want to see that Nemhard shot anymore, man. All right, if you guys got any other questions, anything else to say, let me know, man. This is just pain. This is that's just pain. I'm probably gonna. It's gonna be a long couple days until Sunday. Yeah, yeah. I'll post. Oh, hold up, yo. Whoever's left in chat, real quick answer. Do you guys want me to like make a just like a 10 15 minute video, just me talking, but like all my thoughts organized? Cause like when I'm doing a stream, it's kind of like hard to like go back and watch it or for something like that. So do you think like making like a 10 to 15 minute like video, just like completely organized, uh, like no stuttering, no nothing, like would that be better post game? Obviously, and then yeah, that's really it. I'm just asking that question, but just let me know because I feel like obviously a lot of people would want a reaction after this type of game. Death taxes and how like game winning shot. Javi, me too, man. Javi. I got what do you call? I got finals tomorrow, and I was gonna study for it after this game, but it's gonna be really hard for me to do it now. All right, I'll do that then, Kane. All right, man. I'll post my the lives are the best. No, of course I'm saying do both. Of course I'm saying do both. Like I'll do a live, right? And like right now, like once I end the live, I'll make a 15 to 20 minute video. Like I can do both, because like the video doesn't take too long. So I won't do like one or the other. I'd always do both because like I think lives are like the best way to interact with people and like answer questions, obviously. So Yeah, I'll do both. All right. And then I'm gonna post a fourth quarter reaction also after if anyone wants to look at the pain. But all right, I'll see y'all, man. Thank you, Ian. Thank you. I appreciate the good luck. Fun earn six. Fun earn six, man. Yeah, peace out. Appreciate chatting with all of y'all as usual. You know, love having the conversations as always. Again, if you guys haven't liked or subscribed to the stream, I'd appreciate it. But I have nothing else to say. Fun her up.